Hey there, David.
Hey, there you are.
Yes, I'm driving, so I'm hoping to get to my destination as quick as possible. Good to be
Well,
here.
well, be safe.
Yes, thank you.
I'm not used to being a Zoom host. I'm usually the Zoom participant. So trying to do this right here. See who pops in here. Are you out doing a real estate deal? I hope.
How I wish. No, I'm coming home from a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, that's no fun.
Yeah, no, it's not. But you got to do what you got to do, right?
Right. I sure do. See if we get some people in here. I just wanted to connect with everybody and just um, see what's happening, see what everybody wants to happen in the community as we move forward, and just kind of do an open forum here.
I love it. I really love it. I think this is a great opportunity. I think maybe it was just a little bit like maybe some people didn't see it fast enough, or I don't know.
It takes time to get the word out. It's the problem. It's you can only do it so fast, right? And I think we're doing good. Actually, we're approaching. I just started this beginning of the year, and we've got about 400 members. And I've got some more people, or some people that I know that are going to help me start promoting it more. So I think we'll see it grow pretty rapidly and get more people in here to contribute and to partner up with and all that stuff. So
Wow. I mean, it's just really, truly amazing. That's an amazing feat for not even a month yet. So
yeah, we're only
kudos to
16 days into it. So
you. Really, I mean,
well, you know what, Yvonne, yesterday you saw all the stupid content I do on Facebook. So like I said, I will stop at no end to get people in here.
really. Well, you say what you mean and you mean what you say. That's for
Right?
sure.
That's
Yes,
it.
indeed. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're filling up a little bit here.
Yeah, we got people coming in. Hey, everybody. Hey, Mason, Yolanda, Pamela, Emil, is it? Emil? Felicity, Laura. I got to keep letting everybody in here. Need like I don't want to have to admit everybody. I wish I could just turn it on somehow where everybody could just pop in. I need to be smarter when it comes to Zoom. That's what it all boils down to.
Yeah, normally they have, their assistants letting people in while they're
Oh, is
doing
that
their
it?
thing.
I need an
Yep.
assistant. So that's the secret. That's
Yep,
good to
that's
know.
what it is.
Yeah, you need a host, an alternative host.
Hey, I need a lot of things, right? I always tell people I need a unpaid full-time intern to help me with all my stuff,
There you go. That'd be great.
right? I get a
Yeah, and
college
great for them
student,
too. Yeah,
right?
great for them too, learning. Sure.
Right. How to be a internet guy, we'll call it. Hey, everybody. Yeah, so everybody, I wanted to do, hey Jerry, I wanted to just do an open forum and for the community, and really I probably do this maybe once a week, but I just want to see what mostly what would help everybody to get where you want to go. I'm trying to line up people to come in and talk. I had, Chris Logan come in the other day about virtual wholesaling. Tomorrow, we've got a young guy in the community coming on and talking about how he did 20 deals last year, his first year in wholesaling. I've got a friend of mine coming on Thursday to just talk about, websites, and, we're going to discuss everything from carrot websites to minute pages to free websites, but just getting people set up with stuff. Yesterday I had David Lecco from Deal Machine agree to come on so we can dive into, driving for dollars deeper. But I want to see what you guys are looking for, what kind of content you want, what would help you do more deals and you know and make your businesses better. So that's what this is about. Just, you know, telling me what you're looking for. Somebody's got a suggestion. I know they do. You're all being quiet on me. What do you guys think about the platform already? Do you like what's going on there? I'm trying to, you know, I've got so many things going on. I'm trying to add videos and finish out the Wholesaling 101 course as quick as I can. But, you know, it takes time to go through and do all that.
No, the platform's great. I mean, it's simple to use. It's nice. I think we need just the basic video training, like the very, the beginning, the 101 on
Yeah.
wholesaling and things like that.
Okay.
And I mean, once we have that, I think it'll be more. We can also have a vault with different types of contracts, different types of documents that are needed through the process. If everything's there in a vault in one place, then we know if I'm looking for a document, then this would be the first place I'd go to because I know everything's in there in one place.
Right. So Farah, if you in the free resources section, I've already loaded up purchase agreement, assignment, option agreement, JV
Okay.
agreement, and a notice of cancellation agreement. Also FOIA requests and some scripts. Okay. So but also in the free resource section, and because this is a community and I'm trying to get everybody to participate and contribute and all that. There is, you in the free resource section, anybody can add anything they want. Right.
Okay.
So if you want to go in there and you've got a good script, or anybody has a good script or contract or anything, you can post it in there. Right. So it's not just my stuff. Okay. I think a lot of people looking at this think it's like, this is my training platform, right? I'm a coach and I'm training and all that. And this isn't what I want, what I want it to be. I've never wanted to be a coach, right? Per se. I don't sell a training course at all. I'm trying to, as I say on a lot of my content, I've had my current website, the Wholesaler's Toolbox, for going on 10 years. I started it in 2014. And I've talked to a lot of people getting into the business, a lot of people in the business, a lot of coaches, I know a lot of people in the industry, and it's always the same struggle. It's I'm scared to get going. I have analysis paralysis. I keep buying the same courses over and over again, as a reason not to go out and start. So this platform is I don't want to call it an experiment, but it kind of is. I want to encourage people to partner up with other people and go out and do this because they're scared to do it, right? They're, and then as we're building this and we've got more people in the community and, we've got, lots of people in every state, then it's a great opportunity for other people like Chris Logan I had on the other day. He is a virtual wholesaler here in Florida, right? And he's got a course and he teaches virtual wholesaling. But he said, David, I'd love to partner up, on the platform and have people bring me deals. Right. And I'll JV them with them. So I'm also looking to attract people like that are out there doing a lot of deals. And they're saying, hey, you know what? If you've got new people on the platform, like I'll put a buy box in the state group. Here's what I'm looking for. Bring me that stuff and I'll either buy it or I'll JV with you. Right. So, and that helps a lot of people because a lot of people are good at, going out and driving for dollars or getting on the phone and calling. But then when they get a lead, they're really bad with deal analysis or dispo or whatever. So, if you have somebody to walk you through the first deal, the first 5 deals, or, however many deals you want to send somebody, that's great for the person helping you, JVing with you that can sell them. And it's also great for you because you get to learn how the whole process works,
Right.
right?
So I have a question because I have sometimes I'm part of another group and
Okay.
we get some really nice documents with it is very New Jersey specific because the New Jersey group about the future, like what are the good areas to buy and things
Mhm.
like that. And it's a document that comes out of a certain site.
Mhm.
The group uploads them. So if I have something like that, should it go into state specific or should it just go into general?
Well, if it is state specific, I mean, is it a nationwide map or,
Well, I don't know if you can get nationwide. I don't know because I've never been to the site for me.
yeah,
They
I mean,
download it and they give it to you county wise. So I know that we have all of New Jersey counties.
I would post it in the state group, right?
Okay,
I put it in there, make a post on it and just say, hey, I've, got this great resource for New Jersey. And I thought I would share it in the group.
okay,
Right. Yeah, I think the free resources, I'm trying to keep that, I think more national, right?
right, right.
And things like, like the contracts and scripts and, things that people can use everywhere. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would definitely get it in the New Jersey group for sure.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So, so when I was designing this, because I put together the main, community clubhouse room and the live chat and all that. But I did the state groups because one, I want to be able to, have people have a more local conversation. Like if they're looking for somebody to partner up with in a state, or they're looking to, they've got a contract they want to promote and say, hey, I'm, looking to JV on this, or I want to sell this deal, or doing the buy boxes. I didn't want to clutter the main rooms with that stuff. And I thought, it's better in a state group where, you can see all the members of the state group, who's doing business in that group. And you can have the local chat in there and talk about a certain market within a state. Like, here in Florida, we could talk about Fort Lauderdale, or we can talk about Tampa Bay or whatever, and, and have it be more localized in a conversation. If that makes sense,
The thing I see most in the market is we do a lot of texting and calling, and then I seem to have really good luck with finding somebody who's got a deal under contract, but they've been under contract with a wholesaler for a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just the wholesaler on the front end putting a good deal together. And then the one thing that drives me nuts is the sellers, a lot of times when they get under contract with a wholesaler, they think the house is sold, which means the wholesaler has led them to believe that they're buying it.
Mm-hmm.
And I get the seller misunderstands the process sometimes, but it seems like we're not, the wholesaler's not being upfront about how the process is going to work. And and like right now in Michigan, we're in the midst in Wayne County, we're in our tax delinquent season, right? So time is of the essence for some of these sellers to understand the process that they're walking through.
Jerry, that's where I started at. That's where I'm from, is Detroit.
We did coffee once, like years ago. You and I did. Yeah. So
right. Where at?
Did we? I can't remember. It was right before you moved.
It's like Tim Hortons or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't even remember. Yeah. So it was right. It was really close before you moved.
Yeah, and I want to do training on that, right? Because it's fine, and if I do it, or if I find somebody to come on and do it with me. But with wholesaling, I know some people go in and say, I'm an investor and I'm going to sell, I'm buying the house and all that, and I don't have a problem with that strategy if the wholesaler has really strong relationship with buyers. Yep. And they're doing what they refer to as like reverse wholesaling strategy, which is what I always did. You have buyers that you work with all the time. You know what they're buying. You're going out and looking at things that meet their criteria, right? So with the home seller, you're saying, hey, I'm buying the house. I have partners that I work with, and I'm going to put the property under contract, and then immediately you take it to those people, and most times, with me, I had somebody grab it up like that day or the next day or something like that, and that's fine. And then you move forward. But you're exactly right, Jerry. The problem at what happens is people go out and, they learn wholesaling from one of, a million places. And they say, just get it under contract and you'll find a buyer. If it's a good deal, you'll find a buyer. And then, so the wholesaler does it. They can't find a buyer. And then they spend weeks trying to find a buyer. And they get down to like the closing date. And then they just ghost the seller. Right.
Yep.
And that's a horrible thing to do. Right. These people, like Jerry said, these people are counting on closing that deal, right? They're tax delinquent. It's going to go, it's going to go to tax sale or whatever, no matter what the scenario. People are expecting you to come to closing, and then either, you just stop responding to them, or 3 days before closing, you say, oh, I need a price reduction so I can market it for another 30 days. That's just the wrong way to wholesale. And I don't condone anybody doing that. Right. So you're exactly right, Jerry. I think that's a big thing that we should concentrate on teaching wholesalers in the community is just how to do it and how to do it the right way and not mislead people. Again, I'm all right with people saying that, they're buying the property if they have buyers lined up. But if you don't have buyers, you need to make it clear. And in some states you have to by law. Texas, I know for sure you have to disclose that, you're going to, potentially sell your interest in the property and all that stuff. So I think people need to be more clear on that.
One of the tricks that I had learned early when before I had a decent buyer list was, I was hitting up wholesalers or investors that I knew had good buyer lists, and it was a lot easier to get their list than I was expecting. I mean, a lot of guys are like, hey, I'll send it out to my list. If you sell it on my list, just give me $500.
Yeah.
They don't ask for anything up front. A couple that I know operate just off of, the honor system. And if somebody calls me and they buy it off the list, I've paid out those fees, multiple times. That I'm happy to get $500 if I get a buyer off of somebody's list. And that's as you're building the list, the list.
Yeah, man. I always tell people this: money's in the list. If you build, everybody goes out and starts marketing for motivated sellers. But if you spend some time and build a good buyers list, people are buying in your market, you can. You'll have other wholesalers that are inexperienced, that don't know to build a list or any of that will just bring you deals. I can't move this deal. Can you send it to your list? Right. I do that all day long. Right. Just build a list and just move other people's deals. So, great. Yeah. Great strategy. Thomas, we're looking, whose ceiling are we looking at? Roxanne's ceiling.
Oh,
Yeah, though, Jerry, I agree with you. It's I'm not accusing anybody in this room of doing it, but people learn to wholesale or learn about wholesaling off of TikTok and and off of these platforms, and they're just people are out there pushing just bad strategies. They really are.
Yeah, just get it under contract and go for a price reduction is not an awesome strategy.
That's not a good strategy.
Yeah.
Not at all. So yeah. So okay, I've got that down. Jerry Weaver, what's a good deal? What to put under contract and how to do it. Yeah, I'm taking notes.
I like your statement too about on the front end, we concentrate so much on finding the deal that we don't spend time building the list. And from an investor standpoint, building the list is the you have least hurdles of getting people on your list, right? It's you don't get as much pushback. Hey, you talk to somebody. If I find a good deal, are you interested? I nobody, everybody's going to say yes to that. So,
Right.
yeah.
I think the biggest thing with list building, because there, there's a lot of strategies like, going to Facebook groups and, and ask people, if they're a buyer or not. But you have to qualify people. If you're talking to a buyer, like yourself, Jerry, and somebody says, if you say, what kind of properties are you looking for? And they say, just send me everything. In my opinion, a lot of times that's just a wholesaler wanting to get on your list so they can try to, market your properties or daisy chain your properties. If you're talking to an investor and say, what are you looking for? They're typically pretty specific on, I want it in these cities, these areas, I don't want to buy anything without a garage. I don't want anything, less than a 3-bedroom, or, they have a pretty good criteria, laid out, on what they want. If they just say, send me anything in Metro Detroit, I'm usually leery that they're a real investor, unless they're a really big investor and they're just swooping up properties.
So
And
don't
if
do
you have a
it.
real investor, sometimes real investors don't know what they want. They might be a newer investor, and so if you're selling to investors, being a value add to help them determine what they want. Like I've gotten a lot of success in that, helping a newer investor really define their strategy,
Mm-hmm.
and really working through helping them find what they want. Like
Are you holding any properties? Are you fixing and flipping? Or are you just wholesaling, or what are you doing, Jerry?
I actually don't do a traditional wholesale very often. I'm a licensed agent, and
Okay.
I find that muddies the water with the broker.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I do a lot of hotel. So we'll buy it. We'll actually close on it. And then sometimes I'll just do a double close. We'll close the same day, or, workout paused. Where the value for us right now is we buy it, close it, do a clean out. If it needs a roof, kind of put the one thing that I think might hold it from selling quickly or for more money, we'll do that. And then I list it. I'll put it on the MLS.
Yeah.
We probably did half a dozen this last year where, we'd go in and we'd do like a $12,000 rehab to it, do a quick kitchen, bathroom facelift. If it's got hardwoods, redo the hardwoods. And so keep it in that $10,000 to $12,000 range. And then, within 3 weeks to a month, have it back on the market. So I'm doing a lot of that. Or, I'll do the reverse wholesale method, but then I just keep me out of it. I end up putting a purchase agreement together direct from the buyer seller.
Mhm.
And then I'm a designated agent for the buyer.
Gotcha. That's a good strategy, though. If somebody wants to go get their license and work it that way.
Yeah.
I think, as wholesaling laws change, like they have in Oklahoma and Illinois and different places. I mean, you're going to see more
About 20 years.
more agents that are, realtors and, doing wholesaling kind of transactions and different things. So I think you're going to see it more and more as things change around the country.
I would say if I was just investing, if I was just doing wholesaling, I think the license creates more hurdles than solutions.
It does,
Yep.
but in some places you have to have it now. Well, in
Yeah.
those 2 places, you definitely have to have it. So if you're in, or you have to go to like you said, a double close scenario where you're getting transactional funding and closing it, or, doing some other type of strategy. I mean, you can still wholesale in those places, but you are closing in your name on it.
Yeah. And I have a really good set of disclosures that, as far as if I'm wholesaling, if I'm representing, the first phone conversation, they know I'm an agent.
Yeah. Thinking I'm reading let's see, any tips on how to access the MLS without a license? Emil, I think if I'm not mistaken, like PropStream has that data, right? A lot of them seem to be pulling in MLS data now. I know Deal Machine has it, right? So you can't.
What kind of what kind of data is he looking for? Like off the MLS?
Hey
Yeah, I
guys,
mean,
Emil here.
yeah.
Can
There
you
you
hear
go,
me?
ML. Tell us what you're looking for.
Yeah, no, I'm actually on. I have prop stream already.
Okay.
But it seems like, hey, let me turn on the video just so you guys can see me.
Okay. Hey,
Can you
you
see
there? Yep.
me? Yeah. Yeah, I actually have prop stream already, but I feel like sometimes some of the data is a bit outdated. Especially when it comes to failed listings, for example.
Mhm.
They don't really update that often from what I've heard. The MLS does.
Yeah. If
And
you're
so
looking for expired data, I would go get an expired service like, the Red X.
how do you spell that? Red
Red
X?
X, just REDX.
Oh, cool. I
Or
haven't
just put
checked it
expired
before.
listings. Like, so that's, I don't know if they're I don't know if they hold rules that you have to hold a license or not. I wouldn't think so, but they're the ones that, I mean, they sell the expired data. Uh, I would assume Mojo Dialer probably has an expired service.
Okay. Yeah, because what I've been looking for, I do a lot of I do mostly subject to deals
Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
where
Yeah.
those are good to find with failed listings, but it would be nice to have them the day that they come in.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I would venture to say, just to guess, but the services like PropStream and all of them that have the MLS data, they're probably just pulling that data once a month,
Yeah,
right? They probably
that's
just get
what
it.
it seems, yeah.
Yeah, they did probably just get a data drop once, beginning of
Right.
every month or something like that, and dump it in one time,
Sometimes I
right?
get something where I look up failed listings and then I look it up on Zillow and oh, it's up for sale again, you know.
Right.
That's where the expired services are really good at.
Hmm.
If it goes back up, it's pulled off. They update every morning.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I haven't heard of RedX, but I'll definitely
Yeah.
check it out. That's
Yeah. It's redx.com.
great.
Yeah, Vulcan 7 is a good one. And then mojodialer.com would all
Cool.
be services that have expired. And they refresh that data every morning.
That's awesome. And you can set like alerts and stuff, I guess, or like get emails from whenever. Is it the same as like PropStream?
I don't know. I
Okay.
wouldn't know the comparison.
I'll check it out and I'll figure it out.
And then I would also, I think this a lot of expireds relist right away with the same listing agent.
Mm,
And so like that next day they list. We've had I've had better success with listings that are like they expired 3 months ago.
right.
The average is they say is 4 months. If they don't relist immediately, the average is 4 months out.
Mm,
So we do a little better. We don't do a ton of expired work, so for me to speak like an expert, I can't do that. But I know I have better. If it's been expired 90 days, I know I'm having better conversations with people when I do make those calls.
yeah.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Good advice. I know the same too with probate, and I would do probate leads and people would ask me about that. And people always with probate, they're like, oh, I want fresh probate deals, right? I want fresh leads. And probate's better when it's 6 months old, right? Because when it first goes to probate, I mean, like there's still a lot of stuff that happens, and people are dealing with the death of somebody, and they worrying about cleaning out the house and going through the person's stuff and all that. And probate deals aren't anywhere between 6 and 18 months seems like when a probate deal moves, not the second the person passes away. So
The other thing on both of those sources, expireds and probates, when they're fresh, they are pounded. Like when an expired is freshly expired, a day or two, every realtor in the world is calling them. I mean, they're getting 40, 50 phone calls that
yeah,
day. And so, if you're not like on one of the early calls, by the time you get there, they've heard all the scripts, they're frustrated, or they're not
I don't want
answering.
to hear
So
you.
if it's been 90 days old, they're having far fewer phone calls.
Yeah, you don't want to call a probate the day it goes to probate, right? They don't want to hear from anybody, right? They're grieving and stuff. Looks like Felicity got her camera working. Not her mic, though. Why are you raising your hand? Just hop in here. You guys, I'm sorry. I'm a bad Zoom host. I don't. I'm not usually a host on Zoom.
I'm sorry. It's me.
Hey, Thomas, we got your ceiling, man. I'm going to mute Thomas so his ceiling goes away. All right. Anybody else want to hop in here and talk about anything? What were you going to say, Jerry? I'm sorry.
I was just curious how Emil, how you're doing in the sub 2 world.
Yeah, sure. So my story is actually that I recently started, I would say about, because I came over here to the US. I'm from Denmark. I'm not from the US. So I came over here to start this I came here in December and started doing this like 1st of January, basically. And I've been calling up a lot of people. And I have 2 deals, not under contract yet, but they're on market. So the realtor, she's very open to this, and we work together very well. And she's like on my side too, because she knows that this is the only way for the sellers to sell. So yeah, we have 2 that we're working on right now. One that I think might go under contract this week. So yeah,
Nice. So let me ask you a question. Why did you decide to come here and not just do it virtually?
Well, I've always wanted to live in the US.
Okay.
First of all.
That's a good reason.
Yeah, I lived a year in Austin, Texas last year
Okay.
while studying abroad.
All right.
And I've lived on and off in Los Angeles too. So yeah, I knew I wanted my long-term goals is to own short-term rentals and actually have a whole brand of like Scandinavian interior designed short-term
cool.
rentals.
Very cool.
So this is just the beginning of it. I'm setting up the acquisitions until I get my business visa, you know?
See?
Yeah. So that's why I came here. It's much better to do business over here. I'm in Miami right now, in Florida. And in Denmark, yeah, I could do it virtually. I have friends that do it virtually from Denmark, actually. But I wanted to set my companies up here, and I wanted to be where my companies are. So
makes sense. Yeah. I've got friends that do it from Australia. So they're, doing, and then Brandon that's coming on the podcast tomorrow. I believe he came from Germany and came beginning of last year and moved here specifically to get into real estate and stuff. So I was just curious.
Right. Yeah. No, believe it or not, Miami is actually cheaper than Denmark to live in. So that works out too.
I went to DC with the kids trip earlier this year, and actually was in the Danish embassy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the guy there was complaining about the cost of living in Denmark.
It's getting out of hand over there. It's crazy because everything is taxed 25%. So yeah. I'm happy where I'm at. Everybody's complaining about the prices of things down in Miami right now, and I think it's fine.
To you, it's good.
That's what he was saying about the prices in, because housing in DC is crazy, but he was like, "Oh no, it's great here. We love it."
Exactly. Exactly. I speak to those guys about my visa, the embassy in Washington. They're doing stuff for me right now with the visa.
Did you do the Pace Mowbray's class for sub 2? Because I know he has a huge sub 2 group on Facebook.
Oh, if you can hear me, I will in the middle, but she's the one in the middle. Oh.
Hey, Felicity, we can hear you now.
Oh, you can hear. Thank you. Oh, finally. Oh, so no.
Hold on 1 second. We're asking Pharaoh was asking a question about sub 2 about Pace Mowbray.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of his videos. I haven't joined the community itself, but I've been offered it and talked to them it's quite expensive, I think.
It is, and that's why I'm like thinking
Yeah,
of.
it is pricey. I don't know if it's expensive because some people say it's worth it. But yeah, I'm always a curious guy, and I feel like I can find things out on my own.
Okay,
But yeah, I
I'm
Hey,
talk to people in the
curious
community.
because
hey
I've
guys,
been busy.
I will commit to, because I'm not the world's expert on sub two. I will commit to finding somebody that knows it very well and come on here and do a training for us.
Oh, that
And,
would be awesome. That would be
okay.
great.
All right, I
Yeah.
made a note, but that'll be one of my top priorities because, I want to, that's what I'm trying to do with the training. For those of you who haven't heard me say it, I'm anybody that's coming on the talk, like Chris Logan did the other day about virtual wholesaling. I told him before we ever started, I said, I do not come on and give a sales pitch. Right. I do not want any of our training classes on here to just be a coach coming on to pitch a program. Because I'll never have them back if they do it. Right. At the end, we'll mention like if they have a program or something like that. But this is all, I want everything in this community to be value added stuff. So I will find a good sub two experienced person to come on and just give us a complete training on sub two.
I have a good
Okay.
transaction coordinator that knows sub two very well.
Send
So
it my
that's one
way.
of the most important things with that is getting the contracts right.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
can be
If they
tricky.
want to come on and do a webinar with me, I would love to have them.
Cool.
Love to have them.
William Tingle is also a great resource.
William Tingle. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's got a Facebook subject to group, but there's more to it than that. And he does, that's his forte.
Okay.
Is that Tangle, like Tangle?
Tingle.
Oh,
And let's see if I'm friends with him already, because that sounds familiar.
I am friends with him.
I am friends with him too. Yeah, I'll shoot him a
$7.
message.
That's how I know. $7coaching.com.
Well, that's a good deal. Yeah, we'll get him. I'll see if I can get him on. And also, Emil, still send your transaction coordinator my way. I would love to talk to him or get him in the group. And they can, we've got the self-promotion tab. They can put themselves in there. And if they want to talk to me about getting into the services section, we can talk about that as well.
Right. Yeah.
Thanks, Rod. Thanks for William. Heads up on William. I'll reach out to him.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. What other kind of training would you guys like to see in here or stuff? Again, I'm trying to make this so we've got a lot of people in here. Jerry, like you mentioned, just having people with lists, having good buyers lists, other people that are good at, going out and finding deals and just really trying to team people up so we can do more business, right? People that have lists that are already closing deals. I mean, if you're closing 15, 20 deals a year or, whatever, if you could double that just by having people bring you deals, it's awesome. Right. And for the new people that are coming in that are really good at going out and, either cold calling or, marketing in some way and digging up deals, if they've got somebody to take it to that can help them start closing and making money, it's going to, just enhance their chances of success. Right. So, if you're making money, even if you're, splitting deals with somebody else, but you're still getting $5,000 or $10,000 checks, at closing because you're, somebody's dispoing for you, then that allows you to stay in the game and keep doing it and keep, getting better at it. Because if you do it for a few months and you don't do anything, you don't close anything, then you're just discouraged and you're like, well, I'm going to jump out of this. It's not for me. Apparently I'm not smart enough to wholesale or something, but it's, it's about, having those relationships with other wholesalers and with buyers and with, with all the transaction coordinators and all these people, because this is real estate's a team sport. right? You don't do it by yourself, right? So that's what I'm trying to accomplish here, getting the people into the, to the platform. So we have people that we can reach out to and say, hey, I see you're in Tampa Bay here with me. How can we work together? How can, we both add to each other's business, and on that note, all of you on the platform, if you know people that you think would be a good fit for the platform, right up in the upper right-hand corner when you're on the platform online, there's a little, person with a plus button. You click on that and it gives you a link to invite people. If you're on your phone, you go into the members area, where it just says members, you click in there and there's a button where you can grab a link to share it. So if you know anybody that you think should be on here, transaction coordinator, transactional funding person, a cash buyer, anybody that would be a good fit for this, invite them. Don't make me do all the work. Foreclosure training. Roxanne, I've got some really good foreclosure guys. I'll line that up and do the foreclosure training. Also have good like short sale people that will either teach you to do short sales, or again, they'll let you refer the short sales to them, because sometimes that's a long process, negotiating with the bank and all that. They'll actually work the deal and JV it 50-50 with you if you want to just send them the short sale stuff.
All right, Dave, I got to pop off, but thanks for the call.
Hey, Jerry, thanks for coming on. I'll talk to you soon, man. All right, who wants to top up and take Jerry's place? I think Farrah's going to do it.
No, I was going to say, I have to go. I have another call at 1:00 that I have to prepare for. It's my day job, so I got to go. I'll get off.
It's just your day job. Yeah. Thanks for coming, Farrah. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Okay. Yeah, guys, I'm thinking, I'll probably do this once a week, and just open this up for this kind of conversation. What, if you'd like, I want my full-time gig, in 2024, to help all of you. All right. So I'm spending my time trying to make content for the platform. I've got to get in there and finish the 101 course for all the new people coming in, but lining up good, speakers to come in and do training. I want that to, I'm doing that. I've got 3 people coming on this week for different kinds of training. So we'll do that. I'll do them live. I'll put it in the REI training library for people like Farrah, who just had to hop off and go do her day job, but then it will be in here, if she wants to watch some training at night or whatever. I've been doing the partner interviews. I've done a few of them. I've got probably 6 or 8 of them to load up to the partner interview section, but I'm trying to highlight anybody that wants to be highlighted and, have you come on. I do like a short interview and just say, hey, tell us about your background, like before real estate or what you've been doing in real estate. Where are you at and what kind of partners are you looking for? And then I'm putting that in the, the partner interview section so people can go in and like, look at other people in there, by city or by state and see if there's anybody in there that you want to partner up with. So if any of you want to do that, you just go into that REI training, or I'm sorry, into the partner interview section. And I've got a post in there with a calendar link, and you can, schedule a time to hop on a call and just do a, quick 5 or 10 minute video and just introduce yourself to everybody. So. Felicity, money broker, about being a private money broker. Yeah, I just sent out a promo on that. I do. So I know Lee Arnold, who owns Kogo Capital, and he's got that course on being a private money broker. And I just did a promotion on that, send it out to everybody on my wholesaler toolbox email list. That's a great program. So what they do, it's the Capital Syndicate, and it's a course, it's $97. They actually pay you the $97 back on your first closing with them on private money. But so they have through Kogo Capital, they have private money funds where investors send them their money to loan out for rehab projects or to, landlords for different things or whatever. And they teach you how to do that and how to market yourself and how to reach out to investors and offer those services. So, we can have them. I can reach out to somebody, Kogo Capital, and come on here and do a high level training on like what that business looks like if you would be interested in that.
Yeah, because well, if you have access for funds, you could use the money broker with Lee Arnold, and you could be I could be cash buyer in the future.
Yeah.
With mhm.
Yeah, you can use it for yourself, right? You can, if you decide to do that and you're in a position where you want to start doing it, they let you, of course, fund your own deals through
Yeah.
them.
So
Yeah, there's a, to add legitimacy to Kogo Capital and to Lee Arnold. I always having problems remembering the name of it, but they're one of the big self-directed IRAs, real estate related. They're in Ohio somewhere, but one of their investment strategies is actually to put your money with Kogo Capital in one of those funds, right? So they do a lot of business and lend a lot of money, and it's a good company to team up with. So
yeah, I heard about Lee Arnold because of you in the YouTube. I keep watching your YouTube, and I learned a lot. So thank you very much for that.
Oh, sure.
So
My pleasure.
I believe Lee Arnold also can give you proof of funds if you need it. I need it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been I'm actually new in wholesaling, but I want everything legitimate. So I mean legal. So I have my own website. I have my title company, and the real estate attorney. Everything is legal. So before I will start, so I everything put up legal. Now I was been in hard working to the deal machine. I've been driving for dollars, and I actually plan to have a postcard, but I do my own postcard.
Okay.
I put I have my own proprietary message, but it's a combination based on my research, because the deal machine have this actually mail directly, but I want my own, put my website, put my toll-free number, and because everything that's are legal. So I've been working everything in this one, but the problem I have is the cash. So what happened is I talked to a home visitor. I don't know if you heard about home visitor, a home visitor franchise owner, and I meeting. I invite them to a meeting. I pay for their dinner, and I said, let's talk for business. And I have this business. I discuss about what about my business, and I said, well, I research about cash buyer, and I see some business. I planned before to have a franchise home visitors, but my real estate attorney have advice that he said that I think you will be good in wholesaler than a franchiser, because based on their space experience, he have a lot of home visitors that are using their title company. So he said, I think you will be good in wholesaler. So what I did is I contact the franchisee owner near in my area, and I said, how about you, the one cash buyer, and I don't need I don't care if you will profit for many 50,000. I don't care whatever you profit. I just need 10,000 per deal, and I will give you all my deal. I can be your bird dog. I can be your driving for dollar, everything.
Right.
And then you just cash buyer. Actually, he start follow up me if I have, and I said I'm working on it. I'm a TTP student, and I have my everything script like for um like purchase sale agreement, assignment fee. So I have everything in that. So I told to the home visitor franchisee, and said, I have everything, all of this. All you have to do is go to my title company. I have my attorney, and I already talked to my attorney, and I said, yeah, um, that's all I need, 10,000. I know, I don't care the rest, whatever.
And he didn't want to do it with you.
His
Did he?
follow up. He's follow
Yeah.
up me. He said, "Do you have already a contract signed?" And he's been
Yeah.
following me. And I said, "I'm working on it. I'm working hard on it." And as as a new business owner, it's not that easy. So, but and I've been trying. So
Yeah, I mean, my advice is, build your list more than him, right? Have more buyers than him, right? What market are you in?
my title company only handle Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Maine.
Okay. All right. I mean, but there's title companies will do out there, but whatever your market is, I mean, there's more than that guy buying there. Okay. So have multiple buyers on your list. Don't just have one, right? Because, they might not meet their criteria for some reason, but concentrate on building an extensive buyers list. So when you get a deal, you can, you can send it to all of them, right? So don't just, and you might make more than $10,000 on them, right? So don't just stick with one person on that.
That's why I come in the toolbox. So probably I can have, if not there in the buybacks, probably here I can squat up for 50-50 for GBDLs or
exactly right.
Yeah, and if you need me in my area, I will work for you, and I can have contract. We split together, and whatever works, as long as everything's legal. I'm just a couple of years here in America, so I don't know everything legal. So
right.
That's why I got the attorney. He's my advisor, and he told me,
it's smart. You know what? I'd never ever advise people not to get an attorney if that makes them feel comfortable, right? It's, especially in your scenario, if you're brand new in the country, you don't want to get yourself, in trouble and have them say, hey, get out of the country.
Yeah, it scares me. No way. I have already the line of opportunity. I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I got my LLC. I got everything. I have my bank, business bank account. I have everything set up legal. So also I go to a Connecticut for auction, tax delinquent, and I went in Florida. I have my property there, but it's an auction, so tax delinquent, and there's a lot I receive at home that investor want. The template is like familiar because I believe they're all wholesalers,
Yeah.
and so many of offers for me for those tax delinquent that I won in Florida. I go to recent last year tax delinquent season, I believe is April, on Connecticut. So I talked to my attorney, and he said, well, I only handle 3 Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Maine, and if you need Connecticut, I will give you a referral in Connecticut if you have wholesale deal. So so yeah, that's what I'm working for now. But I keep I don't have yet my wholesale deal. So
you will. Here's my advice to you though. Don't spread yourself too thin, and don't get overwhelmed by trying to do all different kinds of things, right? Don't like sub-twos and probates and foreclosures and all that. Pick one and really focus on it. And then when you start doing some deals, then you can spread out. All right.
Yeah, so
but there's so much in this niche, right? There's so much in the real estate niche, and that's a problem people do. They they'll start going down the path with something, and then they'll hear something. Oh, Pace Morby says sub twos are easy. And then they go over there and try to do that. And then they hear some other strategy and they hop on, and like, they never really like zero in on something and do it. When
Yeah.
I started, and you mentioned driving for dollars, when I started, I said, I'm going to drive for dollars, and that's all I'm going to do until I do some deals. And I don't
Yeah.
care if it takes me a year. I'm going to
Yeah.
do it this way. And I did. I did it very quickly. And then I started, messing with mailings and different other tactics, but stick, real kind of focus in on something.
Yeah, actually start with auction. I don't know wholesaling before, but
Okay.
I keep researching, I keep studying, I read a lot of books, and then when I go to YouTube, I found you, and I start interest me wholesaling, and I'm so, oh, this scares me. Probably it's not legal. Then I more on research, and then I make it legal and everything. So wait a minute, I
Yeah.
did something for you.
I'm surprised you went to YouTube and I was the first person you found.
Well, I have a lot. Well, I have a lot. I
Yeah.
have a lot. I have TTP, Brent Daniels. I'm a TTP student. I got all their documents. They're like I mean contract. I downloaded, and this one I'm look at this. I print all when I knock the door. If I see, if I see. I knock the door. This is all my calling cards that
Nice.
I printed. So when I knock the door, I just put in there, and you advise the blue tape. So
Yeah.
and then actually I plan to just handwritten whatever your advice, whatever works. But
Yeah.
um
Yeah, and constantly try new things too when you're doing that, because like, some people leave cards like that. I was always big on leaving a letter. Now, like, I think it's like, Zach Gann, he's and my buddy Jason Palliser, they
yeah.
tell people to put like post-it notes on there. I
Yes,
don't know about
yes.
post-it notes because I feel like they would blow away.
Yeah,
But
it's their father Rick, and to I
Rick, yeah.
I've been watching there also, but I stick whatever feel that I you are have like one stop shop, especially in this my wholesalerpartner.com.
Yeah.
Everything, the CRM is there. You have the I learn about this money broker for you in your YouTube, the syndicate. I learn a lot of everything. So I stick to whatever I learn.
I
So
appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm doing really, I want this to be a community for the wholesalers community, right? I want everything in here. I don't care if, there's coaches, because a lot of coaches, they get really protective. They're like, oh, I've got my community and you've got yours and all that. I'll put, I've got the coaching area. I'll put other people's coaching program in there if they want it. I want it to be someplace where somebody like you can come and see all the coaches that, this guy does sub two and this guy does, pre-foreclosures and this, private money and this and that. This isn't about me. It's about everybody in the community. Right.
yeah.
Hey, David.
Yeah.
Just want to say I actually do the sticky notes, but I found a really good website where they make them bigger, so there's more of the sticky part, and you can custom make them in really cool designs too.
Cool. Can you drop that?
So yeah, I'm looking for it in my email right now actually, but I'll drop it in the chat.
Yeah. Zach and Rick again talk about that a lot. Like I said, my buddy Jason does that a lot.
I know,
but
but
that's just what I thought, like
it took me like 2 hours to find somebody who would do custom sticky notes. Like there's
I'm
not
like
a lot
that.
of companies apparently.
I'm like, that'll blow away, especially if you're in the north, right?
How about door hanger? I'm not sure legalities about door hanger, so I never really make it.
There's so many people do door hangers. You're fine doing door hangers.
Yeah.
Joyce, in the group, I think there's some people. Yeah, there's some Dallas people in there. I'm reading out of the chat here, but yeah, go in Texas group and put a post in there. But there, who is it in? who is it in Dallas? I know he's going to kill me. I did an interview with him. But yeah, somebody's in Dallas. Also, New Western. Um, I did a post on Facebook about New Western. New Western is like they always, they do a lot of dispo acquisition and dispo. And I made a post about New Western, looking for New Western agents to come in here to do some dispo. There are, if there's any New Western people in here, I'm sorry for saying this, but there are some better companies that will do dispo, and I'm working diligently on getting some other people in here that do dispo. But New Western, it just depends on who you're dealing with, because some of them people like, in other areas people, they're like, they don't want to pay wholesalers anything on their deals. So there it is, stickyflyer.com. Let's look at that real quick. Let's open it up and see.
Yeah, and if anybody needs some graphic design to make some cool stickers, sticky notes, I can do that as well. I actually post one that I did in the comments.
Oh, you're doing the design?
Yeah, because I used to work in fashion, so I did graphic design for fashion in the past.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, but I'll post it there 1 second.
Yeah, that's something, everybody, with your marketing, just always, because a lot of people, especially when like Durek and Zach start talking about something, then a lot of people start doing it, right? So then eventually you become like everybody else, right? They happen with yellow letters, right? The handwritten yellow letter. And it was, when it came out, that was so big, right? 2000, probably 2010, 2012, everybody started talking about yellow letters, right? So then all these homeowners started getting, like, every letter they got was a yellow letter, right? So it's like, it was cool if you're the first person doing it or one of the first person doing it, but then eventually it gets stale, right? Because everybody's doing it. So always constantly test new things and try new things and do, I do that with marketing online. You've got to do things nowadays that get people's attention, because everything, everybody's blasted with marketing all day long. Everybody's blasted with mail, like sell your house, fast cash, top dollar, we buy ugly houses all the time. So you have to be something different than that. That's why when I started, putting letters on doors, I thought, I was so successful because it wasn't a hanger. And I'm not saying there's anything against hangers, but mine was like more of a personal note. And I think there was a mindset in that where people like, okay, this person was at my house, left a personal note, like he used like blue masking tape to tape it to the door. It was just different, right? And but always think, like, what would be a different way I could get to this person that would be unlike what everybody else is doing? I think it's a good mental test to put yourself through all the time.
Hey, Rennie, email, is that sticky, is the whole thing will stick on it, or just part of it will stick in?
No, it's like normal sticky notes that you use at your office. So it's only the top like part of it that sticks, and the rest hangs out. So it's easy to put on, but they stick very well, actually.
I started to say, but it's more stickier than a Post-it note.
And
yeah,
then
and it's
can,
also bigger. The area is bigger, so they don't.
and then you can design like the way you do. You can design.
I sent one in the chat. I hope you guys can open
I
it.
see it. So I can when I go to the website, I can do my design, and then
Well, this one I did personally. I do Photoshop, so I did that one in Photoshop. But
so
I
when I
think they
go
might
there,
have templates on there too, actually.
so when I go there and I want my own design, I can do that.
Maybe, or you can just hit me up and we can figure something out. I can make a cool design for you too.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Write his name down so you can find him in the community.
Let me send some of my contact information.
There you go. Yolanda, there's a lot of way to find cash buyers. There's a lot of ways online. There's a lot of ways offline. local Facebook groups, not the big national ones, but go into the groups in your area and, just ask in there who's buying, multiple properties a month. You can, if you've got any of the software, PropStream or, any of those, you can find cash buyers. Some people, put out the bandit signs and say they've got a house for sale, right? 3-2 investment property, give me a call and put their phone number on there. You can put ads on Craigslist, looking for cash buyers. There's software specifically. I mean, like I've promoted one for years. It's called the Cash Buyer Data Feed, made by Cameron Dunlop. That gives you a list of everybody that's buying properties in wherever you're looking for. Let's see what else there. You could probably. I used to do this years ago before I was even in real estate, or in investment real estate. But you could probably go to your register of deeds office in your county and ask them for a list of every LLC that bought a property in the last 12 months, right? And and then you could mail them, right? Because they're going to be on the tax record, and just mail them and say, hey, I see you're buying properties in my market. I'm a wholesaler and I often find under market deals. Would you be interested in being on my mailing list, right? So we'll do there. I'm building out the Wholesaling 101 in the community. And I've already got a cash buyers section in there. I will be making a video for it. So, and talking more in depth about it, but, there's a lot of ways to find it. So I would recommend starting there, going to the community, going into the Wholesaling 101 and looking at the cash buyers section. Felicity. Hey, Felicity, do you have the housesflippinggood.com on your profile? And, in the community?
I need to update it, my profile.
Oh, okay. Hey guys, everybody on here too. Fill out your profiles good. And I wish I could make all the information on the profiles mandatory, but I can't. But it's so important because what's that? Oh, I think they unmuted. It's so important to have that information on your profile, your social links, your website. Really important having your location on there, because you want to be able to show up in searches, right? When people are in a state group and it shows like all the members near me, if your location's not on your profile, you're not going to show up there. So it's like super important to fill those out, put a profile picture, do all that stuff so people know who you are, can read your bio, can see your location and all that stuff. I can't emphasize that enough. Like, because this platform is about connecting. And if you don't, if you don't have anything filled out and you have the generic, just like colored, profile picture, nobody's going to reach out to you because they don't know who you are or what you're doing. So, take the time to fill that out. All right, what else we got here? Well, so anybody else have any questions or have any suggestions for the platform or what you'd like to see in the future? I'm going to do, I had dinner with one of the guys from Deal Machine last night, and starting the 29th of this month, we're going to do a Driving for Dollars challenge, right? So everybody can hop in. I'm going to probably create a special room for it on the platform for everybody that's in the challenge. And then we're going to give away some prizes for, the people that get out and, add the most, properties to their list and, are really hitting it. Probably the grand prize will be a year subscription to Deal Machine for free, which is a very cool, very, nice prize. And then we'll do, some garb and some different things. So anybody interested in being in that, but if you guys have got any suggestions for any other kind of challenges or, any training or anything like that, just, to reach out to me. Yvonne said, wow. Yvonne, it's a cool gift. It's like last time I did a challenge, trying to remember, it was, it was last year, of course, but I might have had like 40 or 50 people in the challenge. So your odds of winning a year subscription were pretty good, right? It wasn't like, there was a million other people in it, but it, it's helpful because it like, it makes you feel like you're part of something. Everybody gets out and does it. You start adding properties. Like Felicity said, you start sending out the postcards, you start reaching out to people. And, on average, Deal Machine sees about like, I think it's about every 300 properties, like somebody gets a deal, right? Every 300 properties, you add and you contact, somebody ends up getting a deal with. Um, yeah, you just signed up. Um, so, where was I going with that? But everybody, they get into it, they get out and go, I was saying about 300 properties per deal, right? So if you get out and you do, I used to do, when I started, I would do 50 properties a day, right? So I did that like when like every day for months. And when I started my first 30 days, I got 6 deals under contract. And then one of them didn't close because it was weird and it was by a railroad track. But I closed my second month. I had 5 closings from that work on the first 30 days, right? So if you go out and you just bust it, whatever you're doing, but me, it was vacant properties. But if it's, tax delinquent or vacants or probate or whatever, just nail it as hard as you can every day, more and more. Yvonne just said, wow, I just signed up for Deal Machine, their Black Friday sale, and it's so great. Deal Machine for you guys, I promote Deal Machine, and I have for years and years because I love the platform. I've got it in the community. If you go into software, I've got a post there for Deal Machine. If you buy it, use my link. But what they did with this recently, they did a sale or they did a promo, and they made all of their skip tracing data just included in their software, right? So with Deal Machine, you don't have to skip trace anymore, right? If you go into a property, it's got like owner cards, and you click on it and it says, here's their phone numbers, here's their emails. You don't have to skip trace. There's no charge for it. If you've got a subscription, it's all free. They were letting you download. It used to be that you could download a list of 10,000 properties a month with all that data. They just upped that to 30,000 a month, right? So it's, if you're skip tracing a lot and you're looking for that information a lot, that's huge, right? That's a lot of money. And you could, you get it for $99 and it's, and all that's included. So this Friday, I'm having a guy on, his name's Andrew, and he's from a company called Lead Hype, and they do cold email marketing. That's his business, is cold email marketing. But the reason I'm bringing him on is I want to show people how they can go onto a platform like Deal Machine or PropStream or whatever they have and download that list with the emails, and then take that list and upload it into a cold email system and just let the emails run all the time. So you can create an email like, say, hey, I'm an investor, or, you do the subject line like, you're regarding your vacant Tampa house, right? And then create an email that says, hey, I'm just a local investor. I pulled some data off some, software, or I drove by your house or whatever, noticed it was vacant, and I wanted to reach out to you and see if you had an interest in selling it. Right? If you do, hit me back. Here's my number. Drop your website email if you want, or whatever, or your URL for your website, and just let that run all the time, right? And it could, because you can't send like thousands on cold email. For every email account you set up, they suggest starting with like 20 emails a day and like slowly bumping it up. So, if you want to send 60 a day, you would need like three email accounts. And that's what Lead Hype's going to talk about, setting all that up. But then you just take that list from Deal Machine, upload it into the system, and just let it run all the time, right? And then you still go out and do your thing. You go drive for dollars or your whatever. But if that's running, every day, all day, for, all month, people are going to start to email you back, say, hey, you know what? I am interested in selling my house, right? And it's cheap to do. I mean, like there, there's a cost of getting the domain and setting up the emails and stuff, but the system's $33 a month and that allows you to send 6,000 emails. And then I think, their next, leap up, which is, $60 a month or something, will let you send 12 or 14,000 emails or whatever it is. So it's very, very cheap marketing, right? To send emails. So anybody interested in that, tune in on Friday is when Andrew's coming to talk about all that. So, people in my space, like in the, the coaches and the, people with real estate websites and all that, we do like affiliate marketing and different things. And, they, in affiliate marketing, they always say the money's in the list, right? So I build my list so I can promote things to people that, are in real estate and like, oh, you should get Deal Machine or you should, get this or that. But for, wholesalers and real estate people, it's the same thing. If you've got a list of people that have a vacant property, that list could be gold, right? If you get, you start sending emails for $33 a month and you get one deal off of it and you make 20 grand. I just scale that business, right? Just keep, adding email accounts and sending more emails. So be there, right? You don't want to send those from your regular email account because because some people, when you're cold emailing, you will mark as spam, right? Oh, I didn't like requests, so they put on that. So that's why you want to do it in a cold email system, and they call it warming up the list, right? But you want people to to get the email and respond to it, and then if they're then you're having an interaction, then you can move them over to your regular email and start talking to them there. So. All right. That's another thing I want to really zoom in on this platform and, as a value to everybody here. I really want to start talking about like different marketing methods because that's, that's the two things. Let's face it. It's like, how do I get sellers and how do I get buyers? Right. And I want to dig into a lot of these strategies other than the typical ones that you hear, right? Because, you get same, like I said earlier, you get everybody sending a yellow letter, right? And it gets saturated, right? What can I do different? Try a Post-it note, try that. So I always want to try to keep bringing new things to the community that you can try and put your own twist on it and make it yours so it can bring in constant deals for you. All right. Who else got say? Anybody else got anything?
Yeah,
Hey, Thomas, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Looks
I
like
like the
Thomas.
program.
Thomas,
And
you
I
look
think
like you look
it's
working on other
wonderful.
things, Thomas.
Yeah. I just, I've been in the real estate business since 2006. Started fixing and flipping in 2016. Spent a lot of money on webinars with my wife and I when she told me I'm 81 years old and I'm back working again. I love this business.
That's
I
awesome,
love
man.
the people. The people. I'm sorry if I stare at you when in the screen. I have poor vision, but I like to see people's reactions and look for. This is a business, but it's also fun. It's lovable. It's the people you meet. There's no stopping me. I love getting out of my bed every day. I love getting up thinking about what am I going to do first. That's what I do before I get out of bed. When you're talking about marketing, one thing I was taught was loud. Be loud. By that I mean talk to everybody about what you do.
Yeah.
Just tell everybody. That's the freest marketing search program you could have. Anybody you have, give them a card that tells them your name, your contact information, and put on the back what you can do for them as a wholesaler.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to think of your business card as, people always do the same thing with business card. They just put, my company, my name, my phone number. Make your business card like a little billboard, right? And Thomas said, make it your advertising, right? Because you want people to look at it and go, have it say on there, I buy old houses, or I buy outdated houses, or something that tells people what you do. And he's also right that, like, about loving this business. A lot of people come into this from something else, right? They hear about, real estate wholesaling. They read Rich Dad Poor Dad or something, and they're like, you know what, that sounds like a great business. I want to get into wholesaling. And it can be a struggle to get in, but once you're in, I mean, like, you mentally, you relate to everybody in this business, right? Because we're all here because we want, we don't want to work a 9 to 5 job, and we want to build something bigger and better for our family. And it's exciting and it's fun, when you flip a house and you go to closing, or you're remodeling a house or doing all those things. And it really, like Thomas said, it grows on you, and it just becomes a part of who you are, right? Everybody knows you as being the person in real estate, right? I've got, like, my brother-in-law, he's like in robotics or something, and works in a factory, and has for years. But people don't think of him as, oh, like the robot guy. It's like he has a job. But, like, people always ask me, like, oh, how's real estate, how's rehabbing houses, how's this, how's that, and it's it becomes part of you, and it feels good, right? So I hear you, Thomas. I enjoy getting up every day too and doing what I do, and I enjoy what I'm doing now with. And it's why I'm pivoting from the wholesaler's toolbox to this. I've done that a long time, and it's helped a lot of people get into the business, but I want to see if I can do more, right? More than just give you a contract or a free course. I want to get in here and really motivate people and encourage people to do it, right? More than I was before. I want to get on here and partner you up with somebody, and find somebody that can, help me push you along in your journey. So that's what I'm doing. But Thomas, man, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're still at it after all these years.
Yeah, yeah. I retired 3 times. Maybe for first one, and I can't drive anymore. I'm losing my vision. I'm losing my hearing. But God, I'm still here, and I thank Him for what I have. And there are a lot of people in this world worse off than I am, so I don't cry about whatever happens to me in my life. It's happening. Move forward. Keep moving forward. No offense against Leo. I know him. He's not far from me. He's in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And I've been to his office and looking at it. It's a beautiful place. The only thing that I got to say is, with Lee, there's with this market the way it is for wholesalers.
Hey, Thomas, I don't mean to interrupt you. Move your mic a little closer to you so we can hear you a little better.
Is that any better?
That's a little better, yeah.
Okay. Leo has a lot of paperwork that has to be done to bring the buyer into your program. While you're doing the filling out the paperwork and doing this and that, there's possibilities. I don't want to say it just like he's done wonderful work for a lot of people and helped a lot of people in this business. And I'm glad to have met the person myself. But it just, you got to be sharp about going and getting your money and set it all up. And your buyers lists are the easiest thing to find, and you can do it on every program there is, and just ask for anything that's been sold.
Yeah.
And get the information. And if that isn't the cheapest marketing program in the world, because Google will tell you everything that's sold. Red
Right. It's
It's
true. And I think it was Yolanda that asked that about finding buyers. And I don't think I mentioned that one, but RIA groups, you've got to go to RIA group. If people sometimes are scared to go to them. And I don't know why, but they are, you're nervous doing new things, but go to a RIA group and you just meet people there, right? Because there are a lot of buyers there, right? You guys like Thomas that have been in it for a long time, guys like me that have been in it a long time, right? And just go up and say, hey, I'm you, just wanted to introduce myself. I'm a wholesaler. What do you do? Right. And they'll either be another wholesaler or a realtor or a investor or something, but just meet people and say, hey, do you have a card or, write your name down. Let's connect on social media or whatever, and just start building your business list that way. Right. But it's about the connections you have because people become part of what they're around. Okay. So the more friends you have in the space and the more connections you have in the space and the more people you go out and have lunch with that's an investor or an investment realtor or a closing attorney or whatever, the more you're in it, right? And the more you're in it, the more you're going to do it. It's, they say you become a sum total of the top 5 people you hang around. So hang around successful real estate people if that's what you want to be, and then you'll be one. Then you'll end up being one. Right? Great advice.
Could I ask one more question? Let's say one more thing. Can you tell me about your JV people? What are they want from us if we were to want to do a JV?
Well, I want people to team up on all different ways of JVing, right? Whatever situation is best for people. So what I'm telling people, new people coming here, because most people, new people I talk to, I say, what's the biggest thing you need? And they'll say, if somebody can just walk me through some deals, right? If, I don't want to pay for another course. I just need to get some hands-on experience. So I want like the people that have been in the business for a while to create a buy box and say, hey, bring me deals and I will JV with them, I'll find the buyer. I'll help you walk through the deal, right? I'll help you negotiate it and I'll help you close it, and all those things. And I'll show you the business. So for a new person, it's finding that experienced person. For the experienced person, it's finding, if I'm, like Chris Logan that I interviewed the other day, I want 20 people bringing me deals, right? I've got a massive buyers list. I've always got people looking for more deals. So I say, hey, you know what? If you're in Tampa Bay and you're out driving for dollars or you're cold calling or you're calling on, tax delinquents or whatever you're doing, if you get a deal, if you get somebody to say, I want to sell my house, I'm motivated to sell, bring it to me and we'll do it together, right? So that's what I'm looking for is people partner up however you want. I mean, if it's 2 people just learning the business and you just say, hey, let's meet, at Starbucks and we'll just, talk about it and make sure we're on the same page, and then we'll go out and drive for dollars together or whatever. I mean, I don't care what kind of partnership it is, as long as it's helping people, go the right direction and move down the path. So there's no like preset, like this is it, right? This is the kind of partner you're going to be. It's whatever people need, right? And that's why I want people to get in their state group, create an ad and hashtag it partner up and just put in that post what they're looking for. I'm brand new. I need somebody to walk me through some deals. I'm an existing wholesaler. I want people to bring me deals and I'll help you sell them. Whatever it is, I just want people to interact with other people and move forward.
The other one, that's a title company.
I've actually in the services area, I've listed a guy that I work with. His name's Walter, and he's with a company called Title Clearing and Escrow, and they'll actually close in all 50 states. So I've got that in there, and
investors, they will give you cash buyers lists going to title companies, and some of them they charge you a fee, some of them free, because they know if you go out there and find their buyers, use their buyers list, and then you bring profits to them, they're going to make money.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to charge you a small fee, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
Trust them.
Yeah.
That's
So
another marketing thing that's free.
did you say something, Mason?
No.
Oh, I thought Mason popped up there. So I mean, any one of us can be that person with the buyer's list, right? We don't have to be a big investor to have a buyer's list. You know, we should be building that so we can help other wholesalers, right? So I was going to say too on the title. So I've got the title company in the services section there. That's my buddy Walter. But also in the state groups, I've got a page. It's like I think it's called like details. But on that list, on that page in each state group, I'm putting like the information about that state, like what the wholesaling, if there's any wholesaling laws in that state, which aren't many, it's only a couple right now. But also I'm going to be listing local title companies on that page. So if you need a local title company, it's already in the Michigan group. I've got them in there, but I'm going to be doing that for each state. I'll be listing local real estate meetings, like so you can go to the local meetings and meet investors and all that stuff. In the state groups, if you want to create your own event, you can. So if you want to host a meeting, either online, like on the Zoom meeting, or through, a local meetup or whatever, in the state groups, you can do that. You just create the, create button and then click event, and then you can make your own meetup. I had somebody do one yesterday in Atlanta, I believe, an Atlanta meetup. So yeah, so that's it. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. It's 1:30. If anybody's got any suggestions or anything, reach out to me. You can find me on the platform. Just send me a message. I've got it on all the time. Unless I'm like in the middle of something. George could also list real estate attorneys. When I say title companies, I also mean closing attorneys. But I should. I'm thinking about doing that in the state groups or in the services section and listing some real estate attorneys, not just closing attorneys, but actual real estate attorneys. It's just hard to build a list like that in multiple markets, right? It's time consuming. I have my daughter like crawl the internet for like title companies and Facebook groups and all that. So it takes work to do that. So, but yes, real estate attorneys are a good idea. So, but guys, anybody reach out to me anytime, send me a private message. Please participate in the group. Be active in there, invite people to the group, and hopefully this helps everybody get where they want to go. So Bruce, thanks for coming. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you.
Talk to you guys soon.